Thank you very much, Eamon. Well, we are now coming to you from a different location on the 5th floor of Marconi House because it's time for our annual tech gift guide with our tech correspondent, Jess Kelly. Jess, good morning.
Good morning.
It's an exciting time.
Yes, indeed.
And gifts for pretty much all price ranges.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been trying to sniff around for the best deals, and we have continued with our trend of doing lower end, mid-end, and then my favorite category, which is notions. So that is for the person that you love most in the world. But we do have small gadgets. We have, if you're doing an office KK, if you're looking for stocking fillers, right on up to the bigger sort of more investment type pieces.
And we are streaming.
We are streaming. So if you want to watch us, if you want to see us in our little Santa's grotto that we've got going on here, you can head over to YouTube, just search for Newstalk, hit watch live. You can also catch us on any of our social channels as well at Newstalk FM.
Now, the question about Black Friday, it's come and gone. Cyber Monday, it's come and gone, but no.
But no, the deals are still there. And I think what's really interesting is there was a mad panic. So many people were on to us last Tuesday and even the week before looking for advice on what to buy for those two particular days. I've been on to a lot of the retailers in the last number of days and indeed hours, and they are continuing their offers over the next wee while. I know that certain products that we're talking about here today, the Black Friday Cyber Monday price is staying in place until tomorrow. So if you do, I'll flag which ones as we go along. So if you are looking to get your hands on them, I will tell you that you'll need to get it by tomorrow. But there are great offers to be had. The thing that I said to you before, and we always talk about this, is there's no point in going out and buying something because it has the Black Friday sticker on it.
Check the price.
Check the price that it was a few weeks previous, and ensure that it does what you need it to do. Because people have been on to me saying, there's this incredible TV, there's €400 off, but I only really have space for a 32-inch TV. So should I buy the 55-inch? And it's like, no, if it doesn't serve the purpose, just walk away. But there are definitely some good deals to be had for sure.
All right. Well, let's start at the lower end.
Yes.
Gifts below €50.
Yeah, and these are great stocking fillers, as I said, the Office KK and so on. The first two things on my list are item trackers. These have become staples in my life over the last few years. There's Chipolo. So if you have an Android phone, Chipolo works with both iOS and Android devices. They're €25. Or if you are like me and you live inside the Apple ecosystem, the Apple AirTag is fantastic.
How much is that?
So this one is €35, so it's a little bit more expensive. They're very, very neat. They're the size of a €2 coin. You can get, and this is the sneaky thing with Apple, you can buy the keyring adapters, but they're extra. 20 quid.
So it's €55. If you want that whole kit and caboodle, it's
55. Now you can get non-Apple branded ones for much cheaper. You can get Belkin ones. You can also buy ones from Amazon and all the rest for less than a tenner. But the idea with these trackers is they pair to your phone via Bluetooth, and they will give you the precise location of where they are. I always have them. Even if you lose it down the back of the couch. What I love about the Apple one is that I can open up the Find My app on my phone. I can track my keys and I can get it to play a sound. Or there's a feature on this that gives you the precision right away, and it'll tell you exactly where your keys are. So they are very useful. Particularly, it's a good passive-aggressive gift.
And we know when all the luggage went missing, when we had the problems over Europe, that people actually put these things in their suitcases and found out, my case is in Abu Dhabi.
Exactly, and I'm not, which is not ideal. So yes, they are very useful for that. But I use them for my keys, for my backpack. Again, you can get card versions. There's another brand as well called Tile, and they do them in the size and the style of a credit card. So if you want to put one into your wallet, for example, they are very useful. And as I said, they're affordable enough that they do tick the box for an Office KK gift.
Okay, now we want to stay under 50, and you've got a power station.
Yeah, this is one of the most common questions that come into me every single week on my Instagram Q&A. Can you recommend a portable, good battery life, I suppose, in terms of the overall lifetime of the device, power bank? And this is the one that I like the most. This is the Mophie's Essential Power Station. It's 10,000 milliamps. So you're going to charge your phone several times over, and it's €40. And if I hand that to you there now, you'll see that it's very portable.
It's quite light. It's about the size of the original iPhone.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly larger, but not much.
Mm-hmm. And it completely does the job. And what I like about this is that it has a USB-C as well as the USB-A port as well. So you can charge multiple devices. As things move towards USB-C universally from next year, you are probably going to want to have that USB-C port.
But can you power two devices simultaneously?
Yes, you can. Yeah, and you can also then charge it itself through there. So what I normally do, say if I'm in an airport, for example, I will have my phone charging, but I will charge the device charge the battery pack at the same time if I'm near a plug. And then when I'm on the go, I can charge 2 devices. So it is very handy. And again, 40 quid. The reason I like this one is because it is so light and portable. There are other brands out there and they have huge capacity, but they add a ton of weight to your backpack. So again, if you're on the move, they're not ideal. This one is a great one to throw into the bag.
Now, the next thing, you have a writing tablet.
Yeah.
That presumably means it's like a pen and paper, except that it's digital.
Yeah, this is, and I kind of laughed when this arrived in, but I really like it. It's the Xiaomi Mi LCD writing tablet.
It's huge.
It's huge. It's a good size. It's 30 quid.
I'll just compare it to the A4 page. It's bigger than an A4 page.
It's bigger than an A4 page. It's very, very simple. You have a little stylus pen that it comes with, and you can just jot down your notes. You simply clear it by pressing the button. There's no smart functionality, as in it doesn't sync to the cloud or anything like that. But
this is a pure notepad.
It's a pure notepad, and it's great. I've had it on my desk for the last little while because I'm a wagon for using post-it notes. I have post-it notes everywhere. Being able to just jot things down on this is fantastic. Also for kids, I know a lot of kids who like, their little colouring books.
Look how thin it is.
It's nice.
And the price reflects the limited amount of things that this does. This is a pad, pure and simple. Pure
and simple. And as I said, it's great for kids. It's 30 quid. The stylus attaches to the side of the tablet on via a magnet. So if you are the kind of household that wants to have, that family whiteboard that you often see on TikTok and Instagram with all the to-do lists, if you want something on your desk, or if you want the kid just to be able to doodle without having any access to the internet.
And presumably, if I had this at home, I'd Velcro it to the wall.
Exactly, yeah. It's so simple. You can use it in multiple ways. But I just thought for 30 quid, it's a nice gift idea and a good stocking filler as well.
Now, let's look at some of the questions that have been coming in. My 17-year-old son wants a tablet for Christmas. He's very interested in art, has been talking about a program called Procreate. Can you ask Jess what she would recommend? I don't mind investing, as he's very serious about this. That's from Angie.
Okay, well, that gives us plenty of information to work off. And what I would recommend in this instance is the iPad. Now, the iPad is a little bit more expensive. The basic model starts at $449. But if you got the newer generation, which is slightly different, it's $599. And the Procreate app, you just download that onto it. It's very impressive. I would recommend that you get the official Apple Pencil if we're going down the investment route, because in terms of the precision, I don't know if you remember, we did the test with some other styluses, and you just weren't getting that detail. Yeah. So if he is serious about his art and he wants to get the different types of brush strokes, the different pressure strokes and so on, I would go with the iPad and then the Apple Pencil.
My wife is Apple obsessed. I'm looking for a tech gift for the woman who has everything. Any suggestion would be welcome. That's for Jay in Galway.
Yeah, I would say that I'm exactly the same as your wife. And the gadget that I would recommend, and this is something that's on my Santa wish list, is what we have here at the front of the table. This is the Mophie 3-in-1 extendable stand. This is a charging device for all of your gadgets.
Wow.
So I have my iPhone, I have my Apple Watch, and I have my Samsung Buds all charging wirelessly on this little tower. As you can see, Pat, it's very neat and very discreet. You can extend the part that has the iPhone on it up if you want. So say, for example, if I wanted to watch content, have that on my desk, I can flip my iPhone around and watch away. That is €170, and I think it's a great gadget. The other one that I love, and I've become obsessed with this Mophie brand because like our texture there.
Before you go there.
Go on.
Could you actually remotely take pictures using this as a stand? I'm just looking at, I can tilt it.
You can tilt it,
so I can aim it.
Yeah, so I do video calls. I've been testing this for the last little while and I've had video calls up on it. It's great. You can take photographs. It's incredibly useful. But what I like is I'm not having to have 3 or 4 separate chargers by my bed or 3 or 4 separate cables.
And the price on that, 170.
170, yeah. Okay. And the other one briefly is there's a travel version of this, which I really like, again by that brand Mophie. And it fits into this little pouch. You open it out and there are 3 separate wireless charging pads there. This is €160 and it's a really, really nice gift, particularly for somebody who's on the move quite a bit.
Very good. Santa is hopefully bringing a phone for my 11-year-old daughter. Any thoughts on the type of phone that should be on the letter to Santa, something that's easy to use and with a nice big screen? That's from Susie.
Okay, so the good thing here is that you've got plenty of options. There are so many phones now in that affordable bracket. What I would recommend is one that we mentioned a little while ago on the programme. This is the Honor 70 Lite. It's available from 3.ie. It's €99 at the moment and it has a 6.5-inch screen. So it's nice and bright. So if the child is looking to watch
videos. So this is
videos,
€99?
Yeah.
And it looks, for all the world, like an €800 phone.
It looks like a premium device.
Really
the battery life on it is great. The cameras are incredible. The thing that I would say, and I always say it, is to set up or ask Santa to set up the Google Family link on the device, particularly if it's a child's first phone, because that will give the adults eyes on what the child is doing, and also put some parameters in place when it comes to screen time as well.
All right, keep the questions coming in. Jess will answer as many questions as she can, and she also has her own list of tech gifts as we move slightly up the price range after the break.
insurance. No need to hold the line when
This is Newstalk.
your chance to win big. Newstalk's cash machine.
We had no winner yesterday, so we have a rollover. If you've entered for yesterday's prize, you're still in to win, but you must know today's number, which is €30,682.91. If you fancy that, text play to 57557 before 3 this afternoon. Then randomly, we'll make that call. If it happens to be to your phone, answer within 5 rings, tell us the total, and you will get the money. The cost is €2.50 plus your standard message rate. Over 18s only. You're playing across the Go Loud network of stations. Full terms to be found on newstalk.com. But do remember today's total, €30,682.91. Text play to 57557. Now we're continuing our tech gift guide with our tech correspondent, Jess Kelly. Jess, we're going to invite people to ask questions as well. WhatsApp us is the best way to get through. So 087 1400 106. Moving on to €150 or less. What have you got?
Yeah, I want to take you to a different world. We're in our lovely little Santa's Grotto here in Marconi House, but I'm going to pass you a VR headset. This is the Zodiac VR headset. It's €70 and available from 3.ie. And this is, as I talk to you now, Pat is heading off to Paris. He is hopefully...
It was upside down.
Oh, was it
But
upside
in fact,
down?
yeah, it's upside down as I look in here.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, that's great. Anyway, the premise is when it's not upside down, Pat will be walking around Paris. This is a very good starter set for anyone who's not ready to make the plunge into the world of VR, because it can be a little bit pricey if you are going down the route of something like the Quest 3 or indeed the PSVR. The PSVR
Going
2.
down the Champs-Elysees.
Is it nice? Is it fancier?
It's raining.
Oh, typical. This comes preloaded with 70 games. The way it works, it actually runs off your phone. So what we have here is it's running off an iPhone. When you take it out of the box, you're essentially just getting the headset. You download the Zodiac app, and it comes preloaded with between 70 and 75 games, experiences, documentaries, family things that you can do. You pop it on and you can select your mission that you want to go down. You control it by your head position, so you select which game that you want, all by that. But what's nice about this is that it's more self-contained than some of the other VR experiences. You're not having to walk up and walk around.
Okay.
You just experience it. But everywhere you look, you are fully immersed in the experience.
And if you want more stuff, do you then buy it on the site?
You can buy it, but also there's so much VR content now on YouTube completely for free. So we've had people like Paul McCartney, for example, shooting some of his gigs in the past for VR, so that you can go to YouTube, select it, and then put it into the goggles, and away you go. Have you experienced much VR? Have you tried it before?
I remember at one of the telephone launches I experienced, I think it was Samsung.
Oh, yeah,
I
it was.
felt
Yeah, I was there.
violently ill after trying it. So it takes some getting used to.
It does. And, you know, we were talking about gaming on Tech Talk a few weeks ago with John Riley, and there are so many new titles coming out for the PSVR 2, which is great. If you are somebody who, or if you have a gamer in your life who has a PlayStation 5, the PSVR 2 is fantastic. But I still get that motion sickness when I wear it, particularly in some of the games that are very fast-paced, if you're moving quite a lot. And also the good thing about the PSVR 2 is that it has in-ears. So you're wearing little earbud headphones, so you are fully immersed. All of your senses are completely immersed. And if an arrow shoots by your head, you can hear the little... And you can sense it. So look, VR is fun. I think if you're not ready to spend a few £100 for €70, this Zodiac
Not a bad
one is
start.
it's a good one to start.
Okay, what else under 150?
Well, we couldn't not mention our dear friends at Off the Ball. So you can join the
You're just a
obsession.
lick.
The favourite child. But the Off the Ball subscription, at the moment, it is £99. It's usually 130. You can go to the Off the Ball app and get a subscription. You can gift that subscription and you get access to so much content. You have Off the Ball Breakfast, which is Ireland's only sports breakfast show. You have the evening show that you can hear on Newstalk, as well as a ton of other content. So if you want to hear from the biggest sports stars and get top class analysis, you can get it for €99 at the moment.
Okay, now lots of people have Google Home, for
Yes.
example. So how many of those kind of devices are available at the price?
Yeah, at the price point, that's the big thing. So you do have things like the Google Nest devices, you have the Amazon Alexa devices. As I mentioned earlier in the program, I am a pure Apple fanboy these days. And so what I have around my house are the Apple HomePods. There are the Apple HomePod Minis, which is the smallest version, and I have it here in my little hand. It's kind of the size of a tennis ball, if not slightly bigger. It's fully covered in mesh. This is €109. You can get it in different colours, and it's actually powered by Siri, which anyone who uses Apple will be very familiar with that voice assistant. It only is worth having if you are an Apple household. One of the features that I use most, aside from asking it to play music or to put on podcasts, is the intercom function. So if I have, say if I'm in one room of the house, and if Harry's not listening to me and I've said I want a cup of tea 7 times and he's ignoring my texts, I can use the intercom mode on my phone and it'll play out of every speaker in the house until I get my cup of tea or glass of water.
Would you not get up and...
Absolutely not. How dare you even suggest that? No way.
All right. Samsung Galaxy Buds SE at 119.
Yeah, these are buds that we reviewed on the show a little while ago, and I have been so impressed by them because they are very affordable, but they are so impressive. I've actually been using them as my main headphones over the last few days. They come in the little white case that is it's very nice to look at. It doesn't look a million miles away from the more premium ones. They sit in your ears very comfortably. As we said on our full review, and as you can see there on YouTube, the design is slightly shifted so that it's more winged and it sits in the ear more comfortably. The controls on it are excellent, so you can answer your calls, you can control the music volume, you can stop and you can play. And I think for 120 quid, they're premium feel, but without all of the bells and whistles of the next iteration.
Okay, now tracking devices and fitness devices. Fitbit was, if you like, the granddaddy of them all.
Yes.
And they're still going strong.
They're still going strong, and they've definitely had a bit of a resurgence when Google took over Fitbit. Not only have we seen new designs in terms of the devices themselves, but also the technology behind the scenes. So this is the Fitbit Charge 6 that I really, really like. It's actually one of the more affordable trackers that you can get that is worth having. It's €130. And as you'll see, if you're watching us here on YouTube, it's very neat. It doesn't take up your entire wrist. The one that I have is very bright orange. If that's your cup of tea, then go for it. But it does have an ECG monitor built in. Now, you may remember, Pat, up until last year, you were having to spend €300 or €400 to get a tracker that has an ECG monitor. And I think more and more of us are becoming more aware about our health measurements. So to be able to get something like this for €130 is very impressive. And because of that Google relationship, things like the Google Wallet and Google Maps are built in.
Into the phone.
You're getting an awful lot for 130 quid.
So Fitbit 130.
That's the one.
And it's the Charge 6.
That's it.
Okay, coming in on my screen, would Jess have any suggestions for Bluetooth headphones for kids?
Yeah, so depending on the age of the child, if they're under 11 or 12, I'd really recommend you get on-ear headphones. There are brands that now make kids-specific ones. I know that Sony, for example, have kids-specific ones. They're less than €50. They pair via Bluetooth, but the cable very often does come in the box. So I would look for something like Sony.
Now, some of the questions. Can you recommend a good tablet for an 8-year-old?
Yes, the Samsung Tab A is excellent because there are a few different iterations of it. You can get an 8-inch size, which I think is great for the smaller hands. I would highly recommend getting a cover for it as well. The Google Family Link, which I mentioned earlier on in relation to a phone question, is definitely worth establishing, particularly for a tablet where kids are very often going to be playing a lot of games. You can control the amount of screen time on a particular game. You can knock off access to it and so on. So the Samsung Tab A 8-inch would be the recommendation.
And that's going to last. I mean, it's not something they'll grow out of.
No, and that's one of the frustrations. Over the years, we've had kid-specific tablets coming in for review, and I've given it to my nieces and nephews who, at 5, 6 or 7 years of age, were outsmarted or bored by the tablet after a little while because it was so basic, and there were limitations, I suppose, that they got bored by quite easily. So with a Samsung tablet like this, it runs full Android. You can put controls in place, but it will grow and last with the child.
This one from Ellen in Dublin. Could you ask Jess to explain the difference between the PlayStation Digital and the standard version? Son has a PS5 on his Santa list, and I think Santa might need to be told in the letter which is best.
Yeah, Santa does like that kind of detail. So the key difference between the two is that the disc edition has a disk drive and the digital edition doesn't. So you stream all of your games from, you can download them onto the machine, but you're not going to insert any discs at all. If you want to buy a new game, you need to go into the store and download it. This is great if you are someone who doesn't like clutter, because, with the disc edition, you have the boxes, you have the discs, there's a lot of stuff that goes with it.
But your connectivity has got to be first class.
100%. And what I would say is, if Santa is bringing any consoles to anyone, anywhere in the country, remind them, maybe mum and dad put a note at the end of the Santa letter to get him to set it up and run any updates before he delivers it on Christmas Day, because otherwise Christmas Day disappears in a sea of updates and progress bars.
Does Jess recommend the Nintendo Switch? My 9-year-old daughter has been playing games on my phone and is now asking for a device of her own. We're eager to steer clear of phones for as long as possible, so we're looking at the Switch. Any thoughts on which model to go for?
Yeah, this is like one of my passion projects, which is the Nintendo Switch. When I'm not here, I am playing this little device. This is my one. This is the Nintendo Switch Lite. It's the most affordable of the devices. And although I'm 34, it's actually ideal for a 9-year-old. It is a very small, very portable device. The other models that are available, there's the basic Switch and the Switch OLED. And they are, they're bigger screens and they can be connected to the TV. So you put it into a dock and then you use the handheld controllers. I have never done that. I've never wanted it. So that's why I've gone with this one.
Okay.
And so I would highly recommend this for a child. Also for an adult who likes their gaming. Animal Crossing is a great starter game as well, just FYI.
Okay, looking at the screen now, my daughter is looking for a desktop computer. Could you ask Jess to recommend? Wouldn't that depend on age too?
It would depend on age, and I suppose if, for example, if she's a gamer, she might require an awful lot of RAM or a particular type of card. For a standard desktop, Dell is always great. If you go onto the Dell website, what I really like is that there's the computer builder as part of that website, where you can go in and you can say, I need 16 gigs of RAM, I need a graphics card, I need whatever it is, and you can kind of customize your own device and you get a price. If you want to buy one straight off the shelf, Dell or HP are excellent. There's very good value to be had in desktop computers at the moment. But what I would say is, if you're going to invest, or if you're going to, if a tower PC is going to be acquired, you want to make sure you have a good screen as well. And I think that's the key thing, because there's no point in having this powerful machine if you're looking on it on, an old school, very dull, very grainy monitor.
Another one, tips for wireless headphones, not earbuds, with noise cancelling for a teen, ideally 30 to 40 euro budget.
Okay, so in terms of the noise cancelling, very often that's more of a premium feature. So I don't know necessarily that you'll get impressive ones for that price bracket. Jawbone is great. There's also Sony headphones. They do have something pretty much for every budget, but you may not get the active noise cancelling. So that may have to be a compromise along the way there. But Sony are great, and they do have the on-ear headphones that pair via Bluetooth. And as I said earlier on, they may indeed come with the cable as well.
Another one, where is Jess getting the mobile power bank for 40 euro? Could you recommend a place to go, a retailer?
Yeah, well, so what I, for the Zag stuff, and Mophie is a brand of Zag. If you buy from the Zag website directly, that's where you're getting the best prices for those items.
All right, we'll pause for a moment. We'll take another break. And after the break, we will be talking about items for less than 250. We're going up the value chain a bit. That's after the break.
insurance. Don't waste time. Go online for great value. Visit aviva.ie.
This is Newstalk.
Now, welcome back to our tech gift guide with our tech correspondent, Jess Kelly. Gifts from under 50 to the sky's the limit here in our little tech cave on the 5th floor of Marconi House. Questions coming in thick and fast. VR headsets, do they work with glasses wearers?
So as a glasses wearer, I can say that they do work, but very often when I'm playing with them, I'll take my glasses off and you can adjust the focus on it so you can ensure that you can see clearly.
Just like
through
binoculars where you can adjust the focus.
Yeah. And even on that €70 one, there are little dials. There are 3 dials on the top of the headset. So when I was playing with it earlier on, I could adjust it so that I could see clearly. So that's not an issue.
Okay, so take off your glasses and focus accordingly. Want to get the Apple Watch, but I'm not an experienced athlete. Should I get the Ultra or just an ordinary one?
Look, the Ultra is a lovely watch. It's got great technology built into it, but it's €1,000. And I don't see a use case where it's justified, to be completely honest.
So what's the basic one then?
The basic one, the one that we're going to talk about in a few minutes is around 239. Then you can go up to 499, and then you're up to $1,000 for the Ultra. The thing with the Ultra is it's designed for people who are, mountain explorers who might be off out on an expedition for 3 or 4 days, and they need that battery life. There's great emergency response technology built into it, but it's very expensive. It's also huge. I would recommend getting the Apple Watch, the latest iteration. That has incredible health technology built in. It does have the emergency response built in, and it's not going to cost you $1,000.
Okay, will Jess be posting the list of products online?
Yes, everything is going to be up on newstalk.com, and don't forget you can watch us live on YouTube now, or the video will be up as well, so you can head over to YouTube, just search for Newstalk, hit subscribe, and all of the bits and pieces will be there.
Now, this is something that was around a few years ago, but they're still going. You can find them, and this texter wants to know, could Jess recommend a digital photo display for grandparents?
Yeah, this is something that crops up every now and then, and there's not necessarily one brand that's dominating because a lot of the big brands have kind of moved on from making them. But I do know if you go into Currys or to Harvey Norman, like Currys in particular have a great selection of these types of devices. If you go in, you get them, and very often the way it works is you just put in an SD card into it and away you go. So that is one thing to look at. The other option, and this is what we do at home, is I have a Google Chromecast into the back of the TV, and I have it synced with my Google Photos. So you can create an album that comes up on your TV as a gallery. So if you want to go down that road, you can. And then you also have the added benefit.
Don't want to be ageist here, but for the grandparents, suggesting maybe that they might not be as tech savvy. So you want the thing loaded up with the pictures of the grandchildren
and ready to go.
And ready to go. So
that way then, perhaps a digital frame is the way to go. They are much more affordable than they used to be. There's also the expert photography shops. Like I know there's Cons Cameras here in Dublin and the Photography Centre here in Dublin, and they would do them as well. So you should be able to get one handy enough.
All right, we move on to some of the more expensive items, and this large white box, what is it?
Yeah, this is an air fryer. And air fryers have been all the rage. All of my friends who are currently buying houses, the first thing they ask me, it's not about smart doorbells or anything like that.
Okay.
It's what air fryer should I buy?
And what does it do? Now, we have the original one, the Philips one that came out years ago, the black one, and we use it for making French fries, and you can do chicken, and you do all sorts of things in it. What does something like this do? This is brand new.
This is brand new. This is top class. This is the Ninja Foodie Max Dual Zone Air Fryer. It's $199, and actually this is one of the ones that I mentioned at the top. So this is on special in Currys until tomorrow at $199. So if you do want it, get your paws on it. This is one of the smartest ones I have come across. It was recommended to me by my brother. So the dual zone in the name means that the 2 baskets on the front, which are 9.5 litres in capacity, they're big enough so you can cook for multiple people in the go. It has a sync function. So say if you're trying to do your entire roast dinner just with the air fryer, you can pop in whatever you have and use the controls to sync up so that everything is ready at the one time.
So suppose you wanted to do roast potatoes.
Yes.
Which you can do in an air fryer, and you wanted to do chicken, which you can do in an air fryer.
Yeah.
By the way, is the container big enough to take a small chicken?
A small chicken, yes, it is. And also, somebody pointed out to me, you can do a turkey crown as well. So if you're not into the big on Christmas Day, if you're not bothered doing all that,
so you basically put your spuds in and put your chicken in.
Yeah.
Press a couple of buttons, sync it up.
and it does all the work for you. It's incredible. It can also bake as well, and it does have a roast setting. So if you are doing the roast dinner or whatever it is, it'll cook it to perfection. It's also, this is actually a nice looking one. I have the same Philips one as you do, and it kind of looks like a black egg that lives on my counter. This is a nice looking device, but it does take up a bit of counter space.
Yeah, I can see people moving into apartments for the first time,
Yeah.
not bothering with an oven or whatever, or a microwave, just getting this.
This is I know I can't butter bread, so I'm not the best advocate, but I couldn't tell you the last time I turned on my oven in my apartment. We are all about the air fryer, and for $199, this one is definitely the way to go. So again, that's the Ninja Foodie Max Dual Zone.
Now, the next thing you have, Urbanista Solar Panel Los Angeles headphones. How posh.
Yeah, very posh. You'd buy it for the name alone, but these are on-ear headphones. They're available from 3.ie, and I don't know if you want to take them there now.
Okay.
They look like standard on-ear headphones, right? They just look like every other pair that you've ever seen in your life. They're the black
Very
band.
comfortable.
That I knew you'd
Very
like that.
comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, they're well cushioned on the cups that go around your ears. But what's special about these is that they charge via solar power. So the kind of
This band
headband,
here.
that is a solar panel, and it can use both indoor and outdoor light to absorb that energy and convert it then into power. So if you're on the go, if you like to go out on big hikes and be out and about, and the last thing you want is for your headphones to die, this is the way to go.
Now, you've tried to run them down.
I
and
can't run them
failed.
down. I can't. It's so frustrating. That's like one of the most fundamental tests that I do. The battery life on them is fantastic. So they are 169 at the moment from 3.ie. The normal price is 199. Sound quality is great. They come in a very nice little travel pouch, so if you want to be on the go with them. But I just like that idea of the solar panel. Now, I should point out, you can charge via USB-C as well. So if you are, for example, taking a long-haul flight and you want to make sure you've got enough juice, you can do that. But the novel aspect, I think, is pretty cool.
Now, you want to recommend also the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. Now, we
Yes.
talked about Buds earlier.
We did. We talked about the FE, which is the fan edition. So they're the more affordable ones. But the purple headphones over there on the left, they are the ones that I wear every day. They are the Buds 2 Pro, as you mentioned. They don't look a million miles away from the other Buds. They are incredibly comfortable. The reason I love these is because the battery life is fantastic. I would get 2 to 3 days. Now, I wear them an awful lot. But the sound quality is great. The noise cancellation works incredibly well. The motion controls, so I can long press on the headphones. Say if I'm walking around the city and I don't want the full noise cancelling, I want to have that ambient noise. It's so easy to trigger and control.
You want to hear that soundless electric scooter coming behind you before it whacks you.
That's the dream, Pat. That's the dream. But it
And
is
we'll talk
handy.
about those in a minute.
We will, but don't worry, we're coming to those. But look, I think they are great. At the moment, this is actually a proper Black Friday deal. They're 169 at the moment. They're normally 239.
Okay.
So if you are looking, even for yourself, treat yourself, these would definitely be the way to go.
More of the questions coming in. Could Jess recommend a good gaming PC and screen for my 11-year-old? That's from Vanessa.
Yeah, so gaming PCs tend to be more expensive because of the tech that is crammed in. I do think that if you are looking for a gaming specific one, know and ask the child what kind of games they want to play, and they'll have a good idea of the spec that's needed. So then you're going down the route of looking at some of the Dell devices, which again are incredibly powerful. They have an entire range dedicated to gaming PCs. They can be a bit expensive. It's also worth getting onto someone like Back from the Future because they do refurbished devices.
Yeah.
And if you tell them that we want a gaming device that's powerful enough to do X, Y, and Z, they can kind of custom build it for you as well. So I would go down that route.
Now, an old school question from a texter or a WhatsApper, and don't forget you can WhatsApp the questions to us, 087 1400 106. Would Jess have a recommendation of how to upload CDs to something? I mean, where? You can go Google Photos and so on to do your photographs, loads of places to put your photographs, but your sound.
Yeah, you can rip them into, well, I haven't done it in a long time, is the first thing that I would say. But, you used to be able to rip them into Windows Media Player, for example, and store the content there. I spent so much of my life ripping CDs into iTunes, which is no longer sort of functioning. So you can rip it into, I would think, Windows Media Player, but I would need to double check that. The question would be, why? Particularly just from a copyright point of view and so on.
No, but in terms of someone who wants to go everywhere with their phone.
Yes.
And they want to access their vinyl or their CDs on their phone because they're not going to drag a CD player around with them.
Yeah, that's fair.
So where to put them.
I'd have to look into that to see if there's a particular app that you would be able to access it. Like back in the day, I would have files stored as WAV files. This is very nerdy now. Stored as WAV files on my device, have them in my Dropbox, and then save them to my device. So it can be done, but I just need to see what way in 2023 that would work.
What camera would Jess recommend for a 5-year-old?
Oh, there are brilliant the Instax Pixma cameras. Now, a few caveats here. So the Instax cameras are great and they are so much fun for kids. They are the ones that can spit out the little Polaroid images.
Yeah. What's the refill cost?
I didn't want to tell you that. They're pretty expensive. It can go anywhere from, depending on where you buy it, say €36 and up. Now, there are brilliant little gift sets in the likes of Curry's and so on, where you can get your hands on the camera. And then very often you'll get like a photo album and a few of the refills as well. So just be mindful of that. The other thing,
it's an ongoing expense. It's an ongoing gift. It
is an ongoing gift. The other thing I would recommend, and we spoke about them before, HP do these little printers, photo printers. There was one a few years ago called the Sprocket. I think there's a new iteration of it available. That pairs to a smartphone. So if your child likes taking photographs, let them do that on your device and then print out the photographs. That way they're getting the physical thing.
Because the refills are less expensive. You're looking at ink ultimately and paper.
Well, you see, the ink in the Sprocket is actually built into the paper. It's that zinc thing, so it's zero ink. So you're just buying the paper refills, which are much more affordable than the Polaroids.
Okay. Any Bluetooth speakers that Jess would recommend with surround sound? That's from Aisling.
Okay, so the different types of Bluetooth speakers you can get, I suppose they fall into a few different categories. There are the smart speakers like the HomePod Mini that we just mentioned there. That's €109. And what I like about the likes of the HomePod Mini and indeed the Google speakers is that you can sync them up. So say if you have a big living area and you want to have that surround sound effect without having, to redo your entire home, you can dot them around the room and they will sync up and they will play out the sound in surround sound. It'll give you that effect, which works quite well.
But is it real surround sound or is it just sound from several places?
No, it does. They sync up and it does push out then in surround sound. The folks who I was talking to in Apple, they were saying that that's what they do. They have them synced up, paired to their TV, and that way then you're getting that movie sound. So that's one to look at.
I missed the recommendation on the Fitbit. That was the Fitbit Charge 6.
That's right, yeah. It's €130.
Very good. What's the best, cheapest PC for making Roblox games for an 11-year-old? He has an iPad.
But can't make games on it.
Can't make games on it.
So I don't know what the exact requirements are for Roblox. I know that I have nieces and nephews who are absolutely obsessed with it, but I don't know off the top of my head. I would think if you look at some of the HP laptops, I don't know if a Chromebook would do it. Perhaps a Lenovo IdeaPad could be quite good. There are ones, there's also Asus as well, which is always a great brand. They come in smaller sizes, so for the smaller hands, it could be the way to go. But just find out the exact spec required. That's going to dictate what device you actually get.
Now we come to your notions. These are gifts that might be a bit more expensive, but for the special person, be it child or adult, you've got some ideas.
I do have a few ideas. And the first one is an electric scooter. Now, I know you're giving me that look. Not everybody loves electric scooters, but
I love riding them. I've been on them and so on, but I do think they all should have an audible sound device, a bell in old money, or a horn or something to let you know they're coming upon you. Secondly, they shouldn't be going incredibly fast. Thirdly, they shouldn't be used by gougers. There's loads of caveats, and if they do knock you down, you don't know who they are. They're all gone into the darkness and you haven't a clue. So there's no identification. There's so many caveats about them. We need to get our act together for them to become the useful tool that they really are.
100%. And that is something that I do think over the Christmas period, a lot of adults will be getting scooters and that will be a headache. But the good thing is the next device on my list ticks a lot of those boxes for you. This is the Segway 9Bot C2 Pro B electric scooter. It's a €229 and this is aimed at children. Now, before people jump on me, it kind of has a whole lot of criteria in place to try and protect the child. So there is a speed limit. It only goes up to 10 miles per hour. The second you turn it on, so when I turned the scooter on this morning, it gives me this, hello, please be careful, always wear a helmet and safety pads and all that kind of stuff.
There appears to be a bell on it as well.
I knew you were going to be happy about that. There is a bell. There's also a handbrake. It's very easy to control and to navigate. It pairs with an app as well, which is quite nice because you, as the parent, can set different limits, and you can also get eyes on the battery life and the mileage travelled on it as well. You are getting up to 10 miles of riding on a single charge. And it's also very easy to charge. The charger port is not in a dreadful place, which is great. It's very easy to do. So for €229, if your kid is interested, this is the way to go.
And it folds.
It folds. It's a one-fold mechanism. It goes down quite light or quite neat. It's not that heavy as well. So I do like it a lot.
Okay, I want to skip to the handheld gaming console, the Asus Ronan O'Gara.
It's the Ronan O'Gara handheld console. That's
$699. This is an expensive gift.
This is an expensive gift, and you have to really love and adore the person that you would buy this for. But this is the Rolls Royce of handheld gaming. Pat has it here in his hand at the moment. It runs the Windows operating system, and if you're an Xbox fan or if you are a Game Pass holder, you can play all of those titles in the palm of your hand when you're on the move, no matter where you are. It's the most powerful handheld console on the market at the moment. It has a stunning 7-inch Full HD screen. The games look incredibly smooth on it because it has the variable refresh rate. There's 512 gigs of storage built in, which you can expand if you want up to whatever you fancy with a micro SD slot.
Another quick one on the screen. Could Jess recommend a smartphone with actual buttons?
Oh, that is a tough question. The buttons...
BlackBerry is gone.
BlackBerry is gone. You can get very basic rudimental phones that would be around €40 or so. Alcatel is a brand that's still around, and they do have the button phones. I think there's still one or two Nokia phones knocking around that would have the buttons. But particularly with Argos gone now, the options there are fewer and fewer.
You want to mention two watches, the Apple Watch SE,
Yes.
you referred to that earlier, and the Google Pixel Watch 2. And the Apple is $299, the Google Pixel is $379.
Yes.
What's the difference?
The difference, I suppose, they're very similar. If you are an Android user, then I would highly recommend the Google Pixel Watch 2. If you're an Apple user, the Watch SE is the one that I use. It's the most affordable of the Apple Watches. These are very much smart watches as well as being fitness trackers. You can do things like check your email, you can check your socials, you can reply to messages, you can take calls, all of that from the watch itself. The functionality is excellent. The good thing about the Google Watch 2 is that, or the Pixel Watch 2, is that it's gone up in sophistication. We had the first iteration last year. This year, the battery life is better. The screen is stunning. So if you are an Android user, it is definitely worth the investment.
And the phone recommendation that you have, now you've reviewed it on the show.
Yes.
This is the Pixel 8. I mean, these pixels keep getting better and better.
They do. I like, this is a bold statement, but I think this is my favourite phone of the year, the Google Pixel 8.
But you live in the Apple ecosystem.
I know, I'm such an oxymoron, or just an actual moron. But this is €800 if you want to buy it outright. You can, of course, get it cheaper if you are on a bill plan. But the reason I love this phone is that out of the box, it is incredibly impressive. You have nothing to do in terms of tweaking or altering it. It runs pure Android. The camera is one of the best cameras you can get your hands on. The photo editing software built in is second to none. There are so many features that we touched upon at the time of our review. Things like the magic eraser. So if we take a picture now and we want to get rid of the lovely tinsel in the background, you can just select that. It'll automatically blur it. Not in a way that you have this image distorted thing on your device. It completely blurs it in.
So if Auntie Nellie is scowling at the wedding picture, she's gone.
She's gone. And
like Trotsky.
Knows. Exactly, just gone. But look, I think it is an excellent phone, and I would highly recommend it.
Could Jess recommend a printer?
A printer, yes. So again, depending on what you want. If it's just a basic printer, there are the Canon or HP would be the two go-to brands. You shouldn't be spending more than 60 quid if it is just straight up document printing.
Okay, and a final one maybe. Could Jess recommend a sound bar for a TV? How long is a piece of string?
Yeah, again, I keep saying the same thing, but it does depend on your budget and what you want the sound to be. We have reviewed some excellent ones over the last wee while. If you're going for Notions, which I love, Bang & Olufsen is the way to go. Sony and Samsung both do more affordable ones, but you just want to check the specs. So for example, if you are a big movie watcher, you want to make sure that it does have enough bass built in to give you that oomph, but there are plenty of options out there.
Jess, thank you very much for a very comprehensive rundown of tech gifts. And as you come across more, you'll be adding them to
Yes,
your
indeed.
to your social media feeds. Jess Kelly, our tech correspondent, thank you very much. And that's all we have time for. A reminder that our items from today are uploaded as podcasts, which you can listen to on the Newstalk app, which is powered by Go Loud. Just search for The Pat Kenny Show. We have a winner of today's competition, Kelly Davis, who is from Cork and who answered quite correctly that the added ingredient to make pesto was basil, or basil as the Americans would have it. My thanks to our team and to Jess Kelly for the last hour. But our editor is Emer Bradley, senior producer Claire Darby, producer Sue Murphy, researcher Jessica Woodlock. Cormac McDonough was on sound. But up next, it's Lunchtime Live with Andrea Gilligan.